Creuna is one of the Nordic region's biggest agencies. We do a lot of cross-disciplinary work. Yeah, from digital design, advertising, front-end, back-end solutions, the whole package, the integrated solution.
Yeah, a good environment is very important for our work. Since we're working a lot with creative stuff, we need to feel creative when we're working. So when we start off a project, it's key to have an inspiring environment. You know, you have a good team combination. You have everything set. It's almost like you're sitting in your own living room. You're comfortable, and when everything around you work. Also, the ideas they just feel natural. They come out, and you can draw them on paper. You can draw them on notes. You can draw on everything actually. As long as everything around you feel comfortable and feel natural, you will just pour out ideas. And I think that's the key to at least get the project starting.
We've had a bit of request for social intranet, which is a product we're developing internally. So it's well, exactly what it says. It's a social intranet. Yeah, a lot of companies are interested in that right now. I guess it's difficult to say. Every project's different, but certainly pen and paper, open mind, and often in Norway, a cup of coffee. Quite an important thing to have.
The thing there is that we often start with the material. What are we gonna say? What are we gonna do? And we take the content and we structure it. We put it in an order, so we prioritize. When we have that list, we kind of approach it mobile first. So we take a look at everything we're going to say and try to fit it into a small screen, and then we work there on and out. So it's much easier to create good flowing stuff when we have sorted the small things out first. We also try to get everything online as fast as possible, because then we're working with the real thing from the start, not just some sketch and then we have to redesign the sketch, and then we have to pick up something else, and then we can deploy it, and then maybe we have to go back to the sketch again. So the important here is that get it online, test it, maybe prototype it as fast as possible, so the client and yourself can see how it works, because everything is fluid. You have so many devices, and it's hard to try to focus on one or three particular devices. You have to see how this thing moves.
That's a good question. Yeah, I guess it sort of depends how far into the future you want to think about it. Seeing a lot more devices that are a lot more connected these days. And Internet of Things has been a buzzword for a while, but I think the idea of internet technologies is probably just going to drop away. We're going to be talking about technologies and assuming that everything's connected anyway. I think things will get more and more connected, so there'll be even more information available at the touch of a button. But I think people also react against that. You kind of need to get away from the information stream from time to time. So I think both will probably happen. We often look for people with breadth of skills, so certainly a specialism, but people who are able to work cross-disciplinary, so they can work in different teams and provide all kinds of advice from different angles. We do mostly responsive stuff, not so much app design, though we have done that as well.
It depends on the client or the work. We try to figure out what we're going to say first, and then we find the technology. So I would say that we are not using a particular technology, but if you can call responsive design and adaptive design, behavior design, and everything like that technology, That's the thing we're using. But of course, HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, and again, it depends on the project and it depends on what we're going to make. If we start out with which technology we want to use first and then we try to adapt the project into it, it's quite hard, so we have to go the opposite way.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Dan.
No problem. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.